Education is the enemy of tyranny. Okay, tyrants do not want people to be educated. Okay, someone said that if you love literature, you can never be indoctrinated because you have your own mind. Okay, so that's where to start. Now, fiction. Now, you've got good fiction, you've got lousy fiction, and that's true. And that's why I was saying to her, if you're writing, who are you writing for, and to what end? Okay, there's a lot of great fiction that teaches us about life. Okay, I keep saying when you read Shakespeare, for example, and if you think of it in Platonic terms, and I'm sorry to use Shakespeare as an example, you read Romeo and Juliet, and it tells you about ideal love. Okay, you read Othello, and it is jealousy in the ideal. You read Macbeth, and it tells you about crass ambition, the ideal. You read Julius Caesar, and you see the treachery and betrayal of Brutus, and so on. So it is not just about reading a story. The Merchant of Venice and Greed. It's not about a story. It's about the lessons I take out of that. But it's also the same thing with African literature. There's a lot we have to learn from Chinua Achebe, okay, and about African culture, but also about value systems. And so where fiction is grounded, where fiction is grounded and rooted in a value system and seeks to portray a particular worldview, it is extremely useful and should be encouraged. Now, I don't want to talk about what happened in Kano and the Soyaya novels. I made a comment about that in 2017, and I think I got into a lot of trouble. So I don't want to repeat. The same story. But the reality is, people need to be able to be allowed. You're adults. People should read. People should make up their minds what they want to take, what they want to take, and what they want to. You cannot decide for people what they can read. You cannot control minds. Okay, and the worst thing about stopping publications in Ghana, it's like Kannywood movies. You say, oh, you don't want Kannywood movies, fine, but your daughter gets on the internet and she can see pornographic movies on her phone. You can't control that. You cannot stop people. So you might as well regulate. You might as well take an interest in using art to promote particular sets of values, not just loyalty to the political system, but development of a human being. And I think that is where we need to focus our minds on.